spokesperson report 554, and the imperialist aggressors raving mad with fascism and war. On the Trump assassination attempt. On July 13th, the U.S. Republican presidential candidate Donald Trump was shot while campaigning in Butler, Pennsylvania. The gunman fired a total of 8 shots at Trump from the roof of a factory just 120 meters away from the area for campaign, and one of which struck Trump in the right ear. The gunman was killed instantly by sniper fire from the Secret Service. This incident has completely changed the face of Trump and Republican Party and Biden and Democratic Party. Trump stood up with the help of his bodyguards a minute after being shot through the ear. He pumped his fist in the air and repeatedly shouted "fight" to his supporters before descending to the podium, and was released 40 hours after being hospitalized, demonstrating he is still going strong. Republicans have accused Joe Biden of inciting the incident by saying in his remark 5 days ago, "It's time to put Trump in a bullseye," and have driven him to the corner. Biden, about whom rumors such as ill health and dementia have become de facto after the June televised debate, has been under pressure to resign from former President Barack Obama, former Democratic House Speaker Nancy Pelosi, and U.S. media CNN. Meanwhile, Elon Musk raised suspicions about the on-site security on his social media, calling it extreme incompetence or it was deliberate. The attempted assassination of Trump is no coincidence. It is reasonable to assume that the invisible hand, namely the unseen forces, were involved. Trump's bodyguards belong to the Secret Service, a federal agency. The Secret Service is part of the Department of Homeland Security and is closely affiliated with the Federal Bureau of Investigation. It makes no sense that the roof of the building closest to the rally was not included in the security coverage, and the Trump supporters saw the shooter just before the incident and called police but was ignored. By killing the gunman on the spot after the shooting, the Secret Service actually covered up the truth and the de facto power behind the incident. It is a historically revealed fact. Transnational capital and the financial industrial military complex in the U.S. is the de facto power of the U.S. politics and power behind the throne. In his farewell address in January 1961, the U.S. President Dwight Eisenhower pointed out the dangers of the military-industrial complex and sternly warned that the potential for the disastrous rise of misplaced power exists and will persist. U.S. Presidents Abraham Lincoln and John F. Kennedy were famously assassinated for pushing for government-issued money and breaking away from the Federal Reserve System, which was controlled by finance capital. Robert Kennedy Jr. has assured on a broadcast the CIA assassinated John F. Kennedy. The unseen forces targeted Trump, who has openly argued against them, and rigged the 2020 U.S. presidential election to elect Biden, and even tried to assassinate Trump before the 2024 presidential election. The attempt to assassinate Trump by the unseen forces, which is an unelected power and a fascist power, is a reflection of the war mania to make World War III enter full swing. At the NATO summit, the imperialist camp was busy plotting the expansion of war in Eastern Europe and the outbreak of wars in East Asia to intensify the ongoing World War III into full-scale military confrontation. Trump, who has clear limitations as a politician of the imperialist country, can never be seen as an anti-imperialist, but his determination to depart from the scheme of the World War III by the unseen forces is evident in his decision to leave the war in Ukraine and pull out of NATO, and consider the withdrawal of the U.S. troops from the Republic of Korea. Within 4 months of the start of the World War III in February 2022, Shinzo Abe, a pro-Russian former Japanese prime minister who met with Putin 27 times, was assassinated. And in May 2024, just the same pro-Russian Slovak Prime Minister Robert Fico was shot. Under the acute situation of the World War III, like a train running head-on between the anti-imperialist and imperialist camps, a series of facts shows that the hostile conflict is being intensified between the anti-unseen forces and the unseen forces in the U.S. Under the situation of the World War III, the forces who are driving the people to the extreme anxiety and fear through the madness of fascism and war is the imperialist camp, which has the U.S. as its ringleader. The Korean people and the people of the world will defeat the imperialist aggressors who are going mad with fascism and war through the just anti-imperialist and anti-fascist struggle, and will advance the independence and peace of the whole world. July 15, 2024, in front of the U.S. Embassy in Seoul. Spokesperson Office of the People's Democratic Party.